I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
standing here, the writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave but Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're really going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. What that dude said. Sorry about my appearance. I'm in pain. Roughing through it. Got to do the job. I don't know where my co-host is. Levi, where you at, brother? Our guest is here though, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll into this show. Happy Veterans Day. I think over there they call it Remembrance Day or something over there in the UK. But you know, the war to end all wars, all that dumb shit. Let's not have no more of those. You know what I mean? Peace, everybody. Welcome to Mundane Madness. And welcome to our guest, Mr. Sean Richard. What's up, brother?
Yeah, you can call me Jens, whatever. And the jeans, if you like.
Yeah, I like Sean.
How are you? I'm so sorry to hear that you are not feeling well. So at any point, it's totally fine with me if you need to skip it.
Oh, no, I can't skip it. I got another guest after you.
Okay.
It's
anyway,
a job, bro.
You can slow me down and I will keep them entertained.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you so much, Pop, for having me. And I'm so glad to be back on your show.
Dude, it's good to see you, man. It is.
Yeah. And you're right. Let's not have any more real life war. War belongs in history books and fictions.
Yes. We don't need that crap no more, guys. I mean, really, it's just dumb. First off,
no, let's keep it fictional.
There's nothing that can't be talked out. You know, there's no compromises that can't be met. There's no reason that things have to deteriorate to, you know, weapons of war. That's crazy, right? So, you know, we honor our veterans. We honor the people that served to protect from things like that, you know, but at the same time, I wish we didn't need them. I wish everybody could stay home with their family, you know? So,
well,
you know.
Sometimes that's just reality. Anyway.
Yeah. So I had surgery on Friday, and it's not that I'm feeling bad. It's the pain crept up on me. I didn't take a pill since 1 o'clock in the morning. Just trying to test my pain threshold, see if I can get off these things before they get any kind of bite on me. You know what I mean? I don't like big pharma. So I will take a pill and I will wait until it hurts so much I need a pill again before I will take it. I don't go, oh, every 4 hours? Cool. I'm going to take one every 4 hours. I don't do that, right? I take it if I need it. So a little while ago, I was really starting to hurt. My shoulder was really starting to hurt. I took one, laid down for a little while. I think I'll be able to get through the show. So, you know, we got stuff to talk about. What have you been doing since I seen you last, other than going to every con? And I mean, come on, dude, you've been all over the place, bro.
Well, with all respect for what you're doing here, I have a way bigger success in real life cons that I ever did online.
Oh yeah.
It's like, well, I think in some part of the internet, it's just too overcrowded.
Oh yeah.
Everybody is screaming, nobody's getting anywhere. So people are actually seeking real life experience now.
Oh yeah. Well, see, this started when all the cons shut down. That was when I started doing this because there were no cons, right? And that was when we started doing that big weekend show once a month. And we don't need that anymore. But I still got all these other shows, and I still like to come out and promote. It's part of what I do.
It's not bad at any point. So we just have two sides of the story now.
Yeah, well, we got back what we lost.
Yeah, and we still have the online. We still have our community. We still have this opportunity to meet where we not can meet in real life. So it's not bad.
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
amazing.
I have been on mini convention, and I have been growing, and I have been writing, and I have been promoting my bunny all over the place, and people really like it. Well, I cannot say that I have a massive success and I am billionaire, but I have that success that I was looking for, to meet people, to hear from people, to get emails, to get honesty back from people saying, I like that.
Right.
That's why we create, because people like it. And then it doesn't matter the scale, how many. That doesn't matter. Just that. And the funny part, when I'm on a convention, I'm also selling my other book, my novel, Dreamlight City, cyberpunk novel. And that just sells itself, and people are coming, oh, that's a book, okay, that's cyberpunk, that's cool. And then I'm trying to pitch, hey, look what I have got a comic here too. And people are like, oh, okay, that's fine, okay. Those people who are into comics, and those people that are into Nathan's art and my story, they spot it from beyond. And they're like over in the corner and like, okay, what's that? Okay. And then they just approach, hello, I would like to buy that one. Yeah, that will be, I don't care, I'm buying now. Okay, here we go.
There you go. And that's what you want.
Like,
You want people,
wow.
give me your, take my money. That's what you want.
Just like okay. And I have never tried to experience that, to have this kind of audience, this kind of fan just spotting you, running to you. I will have that. Do you know anything about it? No. I like that cover. And then you just browse a little. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I need that. I need this in my life. And then you just purchase and run away. And also, then I try to sell them stickers and stuff. And mostly I just give them away, because sometimes when they have been browsing the con and returning, and like, I used all my money. Okay, here, have a free sticker if you purchase bunny. And this one is my best-selling sticker.
Hey, man, you can't make me
and I sell that for $10.
You can't
And
make me
people are
laugh.
buying it.
Don't make me laugh. This shit hurts, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that's wonderful. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, bunnycomic.com. I'm trying to update my page as much as I can. And we are in the early support on foundmycomic.com.
Yes.
And also, the first issue of Bunny is available on Amazon.
That is awesome.
So everybody can get it.
That is awesome. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Fund My Comic. And you got another thing, don't you? What's that other thing? The Dreamy Light City.
Yeah, Dreamlight City.
Dreamlight City. I want to show
Dreamlight City.
Hold on. Let's talk about that for a minute first. Let me get the page up here real quick. Oh,
you can get that on Amazon too. This is the funny part is, I was watching some YouTube, Thomas Muti, and he makes some songs on YouTube, and I was just listening to him, and I was like, wow. And then I started imagining a story about that sound he was making, that vibe, and it became a 2-part novel. It was so amazing. And I'm going to show you something, because part 1, here we go. Part 1 is the story about the sheriff in this dystopian city, a cyberpunk future city. And he was one of the main people to create the corruption. His name is John, and this is John's story. You follow him on his journey to exit and escape his own game. Then part 2 will come. And look at this.
And that Sally story.
The cover adds up.
Yeah, I like that. Connecting covers, different stories. Cool.
And that will be the daughter of John's. That will be her story.
Very nice. Very nice.
The main thing about Dreamlight City is I kind of invented my own style that I call for power break style. Meaning the book is very thin. It's only beyond 100 pages, but the story is as rich as a complete novel of 300 pages. It's all just scrimped down. I have taken away all the filler, all the fluff, all the over-explaining about the clouds and the trees are green and blah, 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 and all this
Wonderful.
that belongs into the Harry Potter and the Lord of the Ring universe, where you need to describe anything. I take all the trope, I take everything that you already know and expect from a story like this, and then, oh, hello!
How's it going?
Hey!
Late. I'm
Yeah.
here. I am here.
You're here. Thank you for interrupting my pitch.
Please continue.
Okay. Anyway, meaning that if I take any page and start at any point, wherever I like, just say stop.
Stop.
There.
Right there. Right there.
Right there. Right there. And then I will start reading randomly. I guess she forgot her own dinner plans and flies on a pink cloud with her girlfriend. It's not the first time she makes plans that doesn't show up. I take out my police pad. It has a better range of ID chips than my biotech. I walk out on my balcony. I scan for her. Nothing. Should I trust her? Should I trust the city? Should I panic?
And that's like well into the book, right? So yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. It's like you can go pretty much anywhere and start, and you're gonna be able to go forward with it. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are there directly, and you will be directly there with the characters in the world, and you will be there like you have them in your earpod and you're talking to them and they are explaining what they're doing. So if I should explain what I was doing walking around the city, I will not tell you. And then the sidewalk has yellow paint, and then the red light. No, I'll say I'm walking down the street, I'm meeting this character. Cut to the chase, just humans being humans, emotion and direct actions. And this actually got well. I lost my translation here. Anyway, adult people with ADHD or dyslexia is really into this.
I totally get.
You can have an adult novel and you can read it without tiring yourself.
Yeah, I totally get what you're doing. It's like sometimes people over describe stuff in their world. And they okay, the tree's green. Okay, the tree's green. Now that's all you need to know about the tree, right? You don't need to know that it's been growing for 50 years and it's 20 feet tall and it's a tree. It's a freaking tree. You don't have to go into all that fluff to fill word space. And that's one of my pet peeves with some authors is they just over describe everything. And it's like, come on, man, I know what a tree looks like.
Oh yeah, but maybe we will see more people adapting this power break style.
Yeah, I mean, I like what you're doing. I totally get it. Not only that, but then when somebody goes to do this like as a graphic novel or animation, that fills in the filler. That gives you the visual. You don't need all that description of everything because that's what the art's supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's like, so you get to expand it as well. It starts out as a power break novel, but you can expand that into an awesome graphic novel without changing the writing at all. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's kind of writing a script.
Yeah.
So anyway, where did your co-host go? No,
oh, he's there. He's there.
So anyway, hello, Mr. Co-host. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Well, I'm not in pain.
Well, good.
I'm doing
Good.
He
Why-
keeps making me laugh, Levi. He
Why
keeps
would-
making me laugh, and he knows it hurts. He keeps
Oh.
doing it. He keeps doing it.
Okay.
Ah,
All right.
So I don't think we have met before.
No,
How are you? So what are you up to, Levi?
Levi, I'm doing good. I'm just hanging out with Pops nowadays. You know,
Levi's also a comic creator. Has a story coming out on Memorial Day next year.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that during our Veterans Day segment after your segment. So, we're going to talk a little bit about what he's doing too. But this is about you, brother. We got to talk about Bunny. We got to talk about Bunny.
Yeah, here we go with Bunny.
Yeah,
Let's have some Bunny.
that's-
Do you know Bunny,
I do.
Levi?
I do. Once Pops showed me who was going to be on the show, I went and did a little bit of research, and I'm like, I have seen you on a stream before. I have seen you pitch the Bunny book.
Wow,
So,
thank you.
Yes.
That's actually. And now I'm pitching that we are working on Bunny number 2. Original, the script goes for 7 books, but reality catch up, and we find out we are only doing this as part-time. It's a hobby, but we are still working as a professional team, as a professional product. So I had to cut it down to 4 issues, and now we're working on issue number 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have some extra novels you can read for free on the homepage
Check
also
that out, guys.
to get into the world building of it.
Yes, you can get to know Bunny right here. Story number 1, story number 2, story 3, story 4, and get your introduction to Bunny universe.
Not to Bunny herself, but to the world of Bunny.
Yeah, the universe, the Bunny universe. Yeah,
And that is a vast universe. There is too many characters, and I have to cut them out because otherwise the story just will be too rich with characters and people will just lose the breath. So the biggest job in the Bunny universe is just to build and cut. And I took that inspiration from George Lucas and Star Wars.
okay.
When you watch the very first movie he made, Star Wars Episode 4, you don't get anything explained. You hear something about a Clone War. You know something about a missing father. You know there is a universe with an imperial galactic imperium ruling stuff, but you don't know why, where, or what. You actually know nothing.
You know what Luke knows.
Beside 3 idiots and droids and a working carpet tumbling around and saving the day.
Yeah.
But you can feel it's all there behind.
Yeah, there's a story being told, and you know that right from the beginning. But like you're pretty much getting Luke's point of view, and he don't know nothing.
Yeah,
you don't know about his dad. You don't know shit. They're even telling him, they're lying to him and shit right there at the beginning of the show, right?
The characters are well-rounded and thick and thought out. And like you said, you can tell that they're not cookie cutters.
Yeah, exactly. They're not just role playing and picking out stuff as they go. No, it's there.
Yeah.
And the same I have tried to done with the Bunny universe. I have built and trying to cut down to make it entertainment, so you don't have to, read 500 pages of rule books to get into the universe. You can just enjoy it as it is. But I do hope people will rely and they will see and feel that there's something behind. And slowly, with extra material, novels, and as we go, they can follow the universe.
Right. And I met you, I don't know, about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
About a year ago, and we had you out on the show and we talked about this. And in that year, you've not slowed down, bro. And that's the kind of stuff that gets my attention.
I have slowed down because I need to get my team with me, and I need to take good care of my artist Nathan. And
I just see you doing stuff all the time. That's what I mean. I know you didn't disappear from the scene for 6 months and now you're back.
Oh,
You know what I
thank you.
mean? It's like I see you posting. I see you showing that you're at this con or that con, or you're doing this and doing that. And keeping that focus, keeping that spotlight on what you're doing is really important between campaigns, between projects. You got to keep people interested in what you're doing and let them know that you're still here. And you
I'm
do
still
a
here.
really good job of that, man. You do.
Thank you, and so do you. That's why we are here. Anyway, click that bunny, and let's take a look at the campaign at foundmycomic.com.
Okay, let's see. Click the bunny. The bunny? Just
Click-
click the bunny.
Click the angry bunny.
There we go. And it redirects me to a different page anyway, so I got to reshare it. StreamYard doesn't work with us like that, bro. They don't give it to us just straight up. We got to work for it. There we go. Bunny on Fund My Comic, guys. Right there. Now,
There we go. This is a very early support.
right.
And I do not at this moment expect much because we have nothing to show. We have nothing to share. The script is done and it will take time. As I told you, we are working professional, but as a hobbyist.
Right.
So it will take time. We cannot promise anything. And that's why, as you were saying, between projects, it's done not just going radio silent. So I put up this long-term support, and some people already have been there. And one of them have already took one of the high tier. So people are looking for this.
I didn't even know you had number 2 coming. Okay. I just thought you were like still just promoting number 1 and doing the, the con scene right now. So this is a surprise to me. And now it's something else that I get to promote going forward. Bunny needs a trailer, bro.
Bunny needs a trailer.
I need something to play.
I do like the fact that it's a storefront. So like you said, you can plant stuff here for people to go and it could be there, not, forever, basically.
Yeah. That's one of the features of Fund My Comic that I really like, guys, is you can set up your storefront with all your past stuff, right? And run a campaign for your new stuff at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't have to put a million add-ons of your past stuff on every campaign. You just set up a storefront with all your past stuff there.
Yeah, that's clever.
That's one of the features that I really like about that platform is they give you that option to run a separate live campaign as well as have all your past stuff set up without a million add-ons and a million tiers. You know what I mean? It's like much easier that way. And comics, guys, if it's easy, it's good. We ain't got time for all that difficult stuff. So, Bunny, you got to give people a little love. You got to give people a little idea who these people are.
Oh, well, we have one of the very first pages, kind of a spoiler. But the thing is, in the first issue, that's mainly just introduction to the world, introduction to, we got a map, of course.
Oh, and that was another thing that I really loved about this. Look, guys, anybody who ever read Lord of the Rings or any of those books like that had a map in the front, every time during the story you got to a new town, you backed up to that map to see if you could figure out where you were. That was part of it, right? That was part of the excitement of going on a journey like that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Anytime I see somebody took the time to draw a map of their world, I completely appreciate it because it gives me an idea where I'm at while I'm reading the story.
And here comes a little dogma rule I made. There is a vast fantasy world, but you will only see everything from this small little island called Yellow Road where Bunny lives.
Beautiful.
You will never see the rest of the world, but people on this island will talk about the rest of the world.
Right. That's cool. That is so cool. I love what you do, dude. I do.
And that's a challenge I took, learning from early mistakes and what I see in the lack of better description, the role-playing level authors who just go with the flow, role-playing the characters, and not creating a bigger plot. Role-playing can have nothing against role-playing. I said I have just an issue to find a better word. So when
they do that, I call it role creating. If they're going to use that character, they like role play it in a game or something, and then they go to flesh that character out and make it into something. I kind of call that role creating, because you're not just playing the game and when it's over, you're done. You're trying to build a complete lore and history around that character. You know what I mean? So I kind of keep it separate from just role playing, because I role play, but I also have creations that I want to be bigger and better from that role play, right? Like Dante. You know Dante, right?
Do I?
Killer Karen? The Killer
Karen, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Karen and Dante are characters that we played in a role-playing game, and they evolved into being show hosts that interview people, right? You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's creating more than just playing that game for a minute and then moving on to the next one. You actually fleshed out these characters and the world they live in. It's not, it's bigger than role playing. I'm just saying.
It's bigger than role playing, and to do that, I took the challenge instead of, and then the hero come to the next town, and then the hero come to the next world, and then the hero, just that kind of journey. I sealed myself. No, everything is on this island. Kind of inspiration from Tarantino,
and it keeps you grounded, so you don't get so spread out that the story gets watered down, so to speak, right? It keeps it focused on that area and those people, and that's cool, and still tells you about more of it.
So Bunny is the dark-born rabbit, and in this world the rabbits are the essence of life itself, the essence of magic, and every human really wants to be around a rabbit, because good things happen when you have a rabbit around. The problem is they are very fragile, and if you heartbreak them and you make them sad, or they will turn dark. And when they turn dark, the magic will go inward. They will create dark magic, and they will just slowly be devoured by it. They will seek solitude, they will die, and they will never use that destructive magic. But the goblins, as we have here, the goblin shaman, they can harvest that dark magic. So they have a big interest in turning those rabbits dark and sad. And in between, we have Bunny, who is the only and the first dark-born rabbit. She was born dark and light at the same time, and she can use it, and she's overpowered, and she wishes and wants to be the promised one to save the world, but she's just too evil.
She's just too evil. She doesn't look evil. She looks cute, man.
And when we, without spoiling too much, we left Bunny and the Obi-Wan character, Mr. Hank, escaping some troubles when this dude showed up after a chaos thingy that Bunny created, and instead of taking the fight, they just escaped. And that goblin shaman have been watching and listen. Oh, something's going on with that rabbit. That rabbit can give me much power. Yes, I need much power. So he's hunting that rabbit to get. And if you scroll down and see in his hunt to find this rabbit, another character will show up. The fox.
Flix
the fox.
Flix the fox. I like Flix. It looks kind of cool.
And the foxes have a very, very unique and kind of overpowered position in this world, because they are 100% immune to magic.
Okay.
All right.
So you can't kill them, you can't heal them, you can't do nothing, and they're just like chilling around and saying la 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 la. And now the two oddball here, they will team up because Flix the Frog is very interesting that the chicken that this goblin has, and he is trying to use this chicken to find a ritual to find this rabbit, and it's not working because the chicken is dead. But the fox has a natural talent to finding rabbits, so he will pay the chicken to the fox to find the rabbit. And that's where the journey starts.
And
A
he
fox
doesn't-
bounty hunter.
And the fox doesn't realize he's traveling with a bad guy. Is that what you're saying?
He doesn't care.
Okay, that's better than doesn't know. Okay, doesn't care is better than doesn't know. Should always know who you're running with, people. Well,
And we actually see this fox in the end of the first.
hold on, get you up there.
Here we go. He is monitoring Mr. Hank and Bonnie from the trees, and they are talking about everything going wrong. And they were talking about a cursed gold, and they are killing goblins. And Flix, he's just like, an old man and a rabbit killing goblins, and the gold is cursed. Too complicated. I think I wait for an easier target.
Yeah.
And that easier target just showed up as a goblin shaman.
Who is looking for those same people that he just wants to go by.
Yep.
Right? Okay. So tell everybody a little bit about Hank, because Hank is my favorite character out of this so far that I've seen. Okay.
Well, Mr. Hank, everybody, Bonnie, Flix the Fox, Glober, the Goblin Shaman, Elvira, the Elvish Princess, and Mr. Hank.
And Mr. Hank is, like you said, the Obi-Wan type character.
He's the Obi-Wan, he's the Gandalf, but he's not fit for the job at all.
Right.
He was just the first random person that the true hero, Amir, and adopted prince for the kingdom. He saved Bonnie as a very, very young child and gave it to Priest Hank and said, here is a very special rabbit, please take care of her. And he was a priest, and he was, yes, I will do that, Sir Amir, because he is actually the hero. And he's not fit for it at all. But he swore that he would raise the chosen one. And everybody else was casting him out and saying, no, this will never work. This is not how it is. So they went in, they hid themselves for 15 years, and he was taking care of this troubled child all the time. And only few actually know about how troubled this is. And they are starting to reach out to him and say, the world needs this hero you have promised. Because other big trouble is coming.
It's pretty awesome. Look, guys.
Yeah. And he is doing his very, very best to convince himself that whatever he does is the right path. And it never is.
Maybe it may not be, right? You don't know, right? You got to read the book. This is the wonderful thing about books. You never know till you get to the end.
And that's just me playing with all the options for a classic storytell and just flip it without breaking it.
I want everybody to look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Oh no! Okay, here we go. I'm a rabbit.
Yeah.
I'm a goblin. Yeah. Are we still looking at me? Why are we looking at me anyway?
I think Pops froze on me. Pops.
Okay.
Pops, you froze, buddy.
Who?
Well,
Okay.
he'll pop back in.
He popped back in.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Co-host, here we go. Ask some questions.
Yeah. Well, boy, I wish I don't have control of the campaign. So this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad that you have multiple issues to look forward to. It does have that classic feel to it, like the characters are going to be well-rounded, thought out. There's going to be, like I said, it takes place all on one island, so there's going to be that intrigue of about land of such and such, and you just drop that little tiny hint, and that's just enough to drive the reader crazy for more. You were talking about role playing earlier, and it kind of reminded me of back in the day as kids, where you'd all get together in a group and you'd play Star Wars, right? And it was a lot more fun if there wasn't somebody beating you over the head with, no, this is how it happened, word for word, line for line. You're able to kind of like branch out a little bit and kind of play with the mythos of it and stuff like that. That's pretty cool too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, and Pop still popped out.
He's still popped out. We'll wait for him a little bit. And we still have another guest coming in. So
yeah, my time is almost up here.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've lost Pops on everything. He's no longer even backstage here for the.
Okay. Can you go to my homepage? Can you show that?
I sure can. Just give me 2 seconds. What is the address on your homepage?
BunnyComic.com.
Fund my comic?
BunnyComic.com.
Oh. BU.
Yeah, it's right there on the screen.
I'm on a different screen. Hang on. Okay, gotcha. BUNNEH comic.com. BUNNEH. I'm horrible at typing. Comic.com. Okay, it's loading.
Yeah, perfect.
There we go. And let me go ahead and we'll go to present, share screen, and Bunny the Rabbit. And we shall share. There we go. Okay. Where would you like to go on here?
Well, I have a new section that Pops never knew about.
Okay.
Fan art.
Oh, gotcha. Should click on that. And head down. Very cool.
Can you put it on the screen?
Yep. Hang on 2 seconds. Add to stage right there.
Here we go.
Very cool.
So I actually have two kind of fan arts. I have that what I call for licensed fan art and just fan art.
Okay.
And that's because when I'm around all those cons, many artists are selling fan art because that's a way for the community to show your skills.
Yeah.
But in many cases, you might not be allowed to do that from the copyright holder. And and I understand why, because somehow you wish to have control about your characters and what's going on and how people display them.
Yes.
So I'm giving out license to people and say, hey, I think the way you're doing with my character, I am behind that. Here's the license. I need nothing from you, and you can sell it and keep all the money. So you can ask me for permission, and I will mostly just give it away because, hey, I'm very happy that you would like to draw and show my characters.
Right.
But there are a set of rules. If you need that, I will not tolerate any sexual portrayal of any minors, any horror portrays of any minors, and so it has to be in the spirit of the comic and the world. I cannot prevent people at all for doing whatever they like to do with my character in their private home. But I can prevent it or control it or license it if they want to sell it.
Smart.
So,
you it's the same problem that everybody goes through. You don't know what kind of fan art people are going to draw of your character and show off, and most times people don't ask for permission to draw your character. They're just drawing stuff, right? And you hope that they respect your character and that they don't, do things that wouldn't be in character with your character. You see what I'm saying? I don't want Crom being drawn up in any way other than the way he was created, as a little green pothead troll. That's who he is. I don't want to see nothing else, I don't want to see him shooting up. He smokes weed, right? You see what I'm saying? So, but you got to trust people to just be cool and respect your property, And so far, I mean, look, I love the stuff that I've seen that people have drawn, for you.
and someone even made a small page with a goblin poking at Bunny. You can read it, but the essence is that the goblin has captured a rabbit and trying to make it sad, to make it dark, to harvest the dark magic. But the goblin didn't realize that this is Bunny and this is very different. And this is a Commando reference with the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yep.
You're a very funny little goblin, and that's why I will kill you last.
Yeah.
And then she will just stand behind a pile of dead goblins and have him hanging out of the cliff and say, "Remember, I promised to kill you last. Yes, I did not lie." And, well, to complete the commando, yes, she did let him go. Yeah, it's very awesome. So I do hope I will get more. None of this have I ever asked for. It's just randomly spontaneous showing up and people like, "Hey, look what I did." I was like, "Oh, wow, thank you so much."
It's very cool. Would you like to go
to
see?
You muted.
Okay. I said
either you were muted or you turned into a Muppet.
No, I was muted, and I try not to have too much background noise come through. House full of kids and stuff. But I was gonna say, it's like I really appreciate. I loved what you were doing from the first time I met you. Okay, I loved it. It took me back to a book called Lord of the Rings, which was a National Lampoon spoof of Lord of the Rings. And Mr. Hank reminded me of Good Gulf.
Aha.
Okay. And you had me right there, right? You had that fumbling wizard, that fizz band from Dragonlance, right? I love that character. I love that whole, he's a powerful wizard, but he ain't quite all there. Or, you know what I mean? It's like, I love that where he's not super powerful. He's not going to win every time. He might not know what to do. They're fallible. They're people, right? Just like everybody else, And I appreciated that. You just didn't overpower the guy. And, dude has to work. He's got to work.
Yeah. Well, I do have some overpowered characters, and that what you're seeing now, the wolves. Those are godsends. Those are divine ground forces. They live within the moon magic of the world, and they will destroy everything that is against the balance of life. And in this case, we have the goddess of destruction living in the gold mine of the goblins called Ursa. And she will wake up and destroy everything. But as long as the goblins have dark magic, they can keep her asleep. And how do they get dark magic? By turning the rabbit sad. And this is Bunny's mother crawling away from that wall because all the humans is trying to get the rabbits back. And she bit off her own foot to escape to deliver her child.
Wow.
And that's how Bunny became Darkborn. She was born out of war. She was born out of misery. And the sad rabbit denied to turn dark because she has to deliver her child. This war started because the old king gave away every rabbit on the island to the goblins to turn them dark, to be able to keep the god of destruction asleep in the mine. And then come the wolves and saying, you have disturbed the peace, you have disturbed the balance of life, killing the king and resetting the island. Beautiful. And then we have the old shaman facing up with the wolf, getting his, turning into a chew toy.
Right.
So the goblin didn't get what he wanted in the end anyway, did he?
No. So the wolves are extremely feared because they are magical and they have the size and they stop for nothing. And they will reset if you disturb the balance. And then you always will question, what is the balance? How far from right and wrong can you go to find the balance? And there you have people finding the Darkborn, and there you have a goblin finding the foot of the mother, and that foot concealed too much dark magic and turn them into the goblin shaman that will hunt down Bunny.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
We do have our next guest is going to be popping back in here in a minute. Oh, there he is right there. You know what's up, sir. If there is anything that you did not get to talk about that you want to talk about real quick, you have the floor, my friend.
No, I'm fine. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm so excited for all the love I will get when next issue will come out.
Dude, I am looking forward to it. The first one was fun. I'm sure this one's going to be just as much fun. If you guys like this kind of stuff, you know what to do. Fund my comic. Go over there. Jump on board. It's like he said, it's a long-term thing. He doesn't, he's not trying to get all the money right now because all the work isn't quite done. He wants to make sure, though, that it's available to you to pledge on, whether, either way. He wants you guys to know that this is going to be done just like the first one was, just like the dreamy stories. Man, I want to check them out, too, because I like that kind of condensing it and eliminating all the fluff. I really like that. So you guys go check out Jens. Go check out his stuff, man. Go to Amazon. Follow him. You're on Facebook, right? They can follow you.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm everywhere.
Cool. It's always great to see you, my friend. And we'll talk to you a little bit, when we get a little closer to you being complete.
Yeah.
We'll show a little bit more of it,
We'll catch up. Of course.
We'll show a little bit more of it and get a few more people up in here. You know how we do this. Don't forget about us. We will not forget about you, my friend.
And also, don't forget about the high tier supporting. That's the fun part.
Yeah, go get them.
And you will get because I'm in Sweden, and Nathan, he is in US, and to be able to sign the book, both of us need a lot of shipping. So that's why there's a high tier, and someone already ordered that because it's a fun story in itself that this comic has to be traveling around the world twice to get those signs.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes it's worth it.
It was great seeing you again, and I will see you again.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you. And thank you, Levi.
No problem. Take it easy.
Yeah.
You have a great night.
And now you can try to pronounce my name.
Oh my goodness. Jens?
Jens.
Jens?
Jens.
Jens. Okay. Jens.
Here we go. Yeah, just call me Jens. I don't care. Take care. Thank you.
Take it easy,
my friend. Have a great night. And that is that one. We got one more. Guys. We have another guest, and we have more to talk about. Let's get that out of the way. It is Veterans Day, and we want to make sure that y'all know that we appreciate everybody who has ever signed on that line, because you never know what's going to happen after you do. Okay, so we appreciate you guys, all of you.
Yes.
And we may talk a little bit more about that, but this guy is backstage. Everybody say hello to Arux Singh. What's up, my friend? Can you hear me?
Hey everybody. How's it going? This is Aru from New Zealand. I'm in the future.
Yes,
welcome to the past.
He's living tomorrow. He's living tomorrow
Levi.
for us.
How's it going, man?
Is tomorrow going to be a good day? Is tomorrow going to be a good day?
It's quite nice here today.
Sweet. Yeah. So this is the first time I've got to meet you. I think I encountered you on Blip City show, Creative Chaos in the chat. I think that's where I first saw you and started following what you were doing. But we got to tell the world, bro. So I'm going to drop some links, or I'm going to share your link. Where did I have it? I got it somewhere. Oh, that's the image. That's not the link. Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna get it wrong. Why don't I have the link to your stuff? Where'd it go?
I'll check on the chat.
I think I sent it to Levi, didn't I? Did I send it to you, Levi?
Want me to pop on? Yeah, let me grab it. I can grab it real quick.
Cool. I can't find it.
Just give me 2 seconds.
So, Aru, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and tell your buddy JD come back. He was here a minute ago and then he left.
Okay.
All right.
I just have the Rising Sun publishing link here. Would you like something else?
Yeah, that'd be great. I've just checked the Kickstarter one up, so that's all right in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of those work. That'd be great. Thank you.
Gotcha.
So a bit about myself. I'm 51 years old. Been reading comics since I was about 7. Helped me learn how to read, as you know, because I grew up in Fiji until I was 7. Moved to New Zealand when my mum got married, and I had didn't speak English, didn't read that well, and so I had reading classes, and I enjoyed Tintin Asterix. And so that became kind of like my little escapism, and really enjoyed that, and I had like reading classes all the way up until I was about 15 years old, because that's how, I wasn't really well read. And so I've been a reader ever since, because of all the influence of my teachers, special ed classes, and then also an artist as well. But a few years ago, about 20 years ago, I had a wrist injury, which stopped me from, sketching and illustrating and stuff. So that really got that out of the way. And so I started to be more.
See that again. Put that back up.
Sorry. Yeah.
Ouch.
Damn.
Yeah. So it went across here. So it was like it cut this one and that one in half, and got half of this one.
Damn.
So, and then they had to cut up here to like try to fix it. And then of course, there's another piece of the glass that went through there. So it was like a dance floor, and I fell on glass after knocking it out of another person's hand. And so that wasn't tooth 1994, and so that was like about just under 3 months into my first year of art school. And so I went from like being able to draw to not being able to use my hand for about 3 to 6 months. And so I went into sculpture, into ceramics and stuff. So I still do ceramics now. But it just really put a, kibosh in my like being able to really do really detailed sketches and stuff of fantasy work. And so I kind of regret, that being not gone from me. But like, for me, like now I, like for the last, since the 90s, like 96, I've been writing. And even before that, from like 94, basically started writing, just writing stories. And I've been not compulsive. What is it called? Like someone who writes all the time, it's prolific writer, right? So I've been writing all that time. And then I went to film school, and then I had a car accident after graduating. So that went away. And so then I decided, hey, you know what? This is in 2007. Hey, you know what? I don't have to do filmmaking. Well, I can't make can't stand up. I do know how to write. So what I can do is start making comics, take my stories and start trying to do comics. And so that's where my journey began in 2007. And afterwards, I set up a account. My name is Aruneshwar, which means Rising Sun. And so that became Rising Sun Comics New Zealand. And about 3-4 years later, I met, people online that was running Rising Sun US. And so that's how we hooked up. But a couple of years later after that, before I could do really anything with them, I had a major accident and forgot old things because my memory just was gone of it. And so I went and started up a comic shop instead, right? Because I forgot all about comics. And so I did that for about, it was great to live my dream of being a comic fan and then to have a comic shop. All my collection went into my comic shop, right? So it was like crazy. And so, I lived my dream, right? If, everybody who's a comic fan, I'm sure they have somewhere in the back of their head, they want to live that dream of actually owning a store where they can hang out with their friends.
It was 50-50 for me. I would have been happy just owning a store.
Right.
It's like I either want to be drawing comic books or owning a store. So yeah.
Yep. So I'll just look at it. We're looking at that number one, but this is your actual website with all your stuff.
This is the Rising Sun Comics website, and because we work with a lot of independent creators, right? It's like there's so many amazing people out there, and they have so much talent. And so for my side of things here in New Zealand, I'm working on about 6 books at the moment, with different genres and stuff. And next year is going to be our year, 2025. We're going to put out a second issue of an Christgau comic, which is why this IG's there. And then because we put out the first one last year, well, actually this year we put out last year, but we got out to our friends within about 6 months. So I'm quite happy about we're late by about a month. That's all. We're late, right? And that was not because of us not completing it, but because of the printing. I made a mistake and had to process it. Right. And I don't want to put out something with just even a little
mistake
in the comic, on a page. And I wanted to make sure that it was going out.
If you were only a month late, bro, that's nothing. Okay, I got people 3 years ago. I'm still waiting for a book, right? So, I can deal with a month late. I can deal with a few months late as long as I know why, as long as the person didn't ghost everybody, as long as they're telling everybody what's up. It's not demanding. It's we're donating, we're pledging. We want you to get it done.
I think some people feel like they because of they've been burnt, right? They think that you're going to burn them as well. And so my thing was like, no, listen, guys, I'm going to give you I sent out 5 PDFs from Rising Sun Comics like I said, hey, here's your PDF, stories to read for a month while you wait. So it wasn't like they got nothing while they waited.
Right.
They had 5 comics to read, and we were able to do that because the Rising Sun we could share and promote the other guys' books, but they actually got digital copies of that while they waited. And you're right, because there's been long waits, it made me feel like, please don't get long waits, because people will lose that trust. And so that's the other thing I did this year was like to make sure that our comics are finished and ready for print the moment we say it's going to Kickstarter, because I don't want to be like, oh, sorry, we didn't get page done, or now we're doing this and now we're doing that, because we have so many people that are part of us. See, I feel like I'm a team player, right? So if people see that logo of Rising Sun Comics on my comic, they'll be saying, oh, it's a Rising Sun comic book. And if he's late, then they're going to be late as well. So I've been trying really hard to make sure that, when we put our comics out, they're of quality, right? And they really are, they really are amazing books, that they're full color. And, this is number 1 here, right? And so you can see the spot foil.
That's nice.
And but the other thing is, like, Incredigo comes out full color, and it costs a bit more and stuff like that. But, we work hard on these books. I'm excited about having number 2 come out soon. We're waiting to the colorists to come on board and start coloring. And this is another thing a lot of people don't understand. In indie comics, there is no budget except what you put into it.
Yes.
And sometimes that can take a lot of time to take up, come up with that money, right? And sometimes you got to work for what you got to do. You got to wheel and deal. You got to communicate with your artists or your or your colorist, whatever, and say, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. And I think there are a lot of people out there that are so good and so amazing to what we are doing. Like people sent free covers in, right? Free pinups, because they said, this is you just starting up, so let's give you a hand up. And it was like, man, yes. I like last 12 months has been amazing. Like people just reaching out and just, Greg Harms was amazing. Kristen Zaffo, he was like, hey, can we have a chat? Okay, yeah. Hey, here's a pinup. Yep. For Robot Nation, you showed that before with the colored, and it's kind of like we as much as we are like, the indie communities kind of can be like, yeah, there are really amazing people in it.
Dude,
that are really hard workers, really real amazing builders.
It's funny that you mentioned. It's funny that you say Greg Harms, because Greg Harms was the artist in one of the very first books I ever promoted. Way back in like 2020, 2019, 2020. And him, but there's so many cool people out here that will give you a hand up, that will help you, that will promote you, that will give you advice. If they see something that they think is a red flag on your campaign, they'll be like, hey, yo, man, you might want to check that,
If you go back to Robot Nation, Pops, so that book is going to come out soon. It was supposed to already be out, but I was a bit delayed. Like, we put it out, didn't do well. But the other thing was, if it did, I would have been so late on that book because the pages weren't colored, and it's because I wouldn't have the funds to color it, and that as I was building it up to it.
Right.
And so, if you go on this little images on the side there, Greg Harms colored one for me, inked and colored one for me, and then he also did 3 covers. So that's there are people on these books that that just did stuff, right? And there was so, I'm just amazed by the work, the team that have been built up around me for me. Like we've got people go like, well, who's working with you? I've got a person from Argentina, who's living who's actually in Barcelona right now. You got talented people who are doing he's a manga artist. I've got an amazing guy who's doing a horror comic for me, who's from Brazil, who was able to do the Spanish translation or the Portuguese translation. So Yeah, so for this book here, we did like 3 languages. I did English, then I had like Louise do Spanish, and then I think I had Tomas do Portuguese. So the digital comes out with different covers, plus it comes out in 2 different languages. We can't afford to pay, in different languages, but we can put it out in digital.
Right.
So
right.
if
and that's
people,
really cool, man, that you take the time to do a translation. I had a friend that was in Portugal that did a book once, and I was proofreading it for him.
Yeah.
And the way they talk there is a little different than the way they talk here, even when speaking English, right? It's like, so I would help him Americanize his vocabulary, the way he spoke, the way he wrote, so that Americans would be, because some of the things, it was kind of weird, but it was fun. It was fun to help him do that and make his book where Americans would totally understand it and not be like, that was weird, because just some of the sayings and stuff are backwards from the way we say things. You know what I mean? So it was really fun doing that. You truly have a international group here. You got people all in Europe, in South America, in America, and
2 in America. Yeah. I've got 2 artists in America. I've got James D. Hill. He's on Templeton. We've got Templeton issue being inked right now. He's finished all the number 1, and he's already started number 2. But I asked him to. We're going to release it as black and white, so he's inking his own. And I'm like so bummed out because he's inking on, because he's pen and paper, so he's inking on his pencils. I'm like, oh man, I wish it wouldn't happen, so I could actually someday afford those, get to those original work, because like it's just so good. And that's a horror comic, so that's Templeton number 1. So like all the pencils are all done, right? And I've just finished the first 4 pages with the inks, with the lettering. So it's just like, and then also in Christgau, this book here, this is being illustrated by American artist Kevin Zimmerman, and the colorist on this was Hugo from Mexico, and he was too busy for this one for number 2 for us. But and
this guy? Do you know this
guy? Sorry, Arux. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I seen you pop in earlier, and I was like, "Come back! You're in the right place." Welcome to the show, JD.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Pops. Thanks for having me on.
All right. So one thing I wanted to just point out real quick, right there, $2.99 for the PDF right now.
Yep.
Right now, you ain't gotta wait. You want to read?
And you get the different, you get a different cover because we didn't put this out as a cover. I just did it for the number 1 for the PDF because I love that artwork, because it's just like, it just stands out to you. It's like
it's sassy.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's got attitude.
Yeah, it does.
Here it is. Give me 1 second. I'll just move these little toys out of the way so I can get to the poster. That was Jurassic Park. And here we go. So this is what happened with our poster, right? So these were supposed to be flex, like not that thick. And what happened was we ended up getting these like really like you can hear that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so really thick, glossy things. And like I was like, oh man, we got to get special packers these to roll them up to send them out. But look at the artwork.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
He just did such a great job. This is James D. Hill. And I did the flats on it, but I had Hugo Aquino do the colors on it, like do the, finish it up for me with all the what's that called, like tones and stuff and shading. The other I'm just really looking forward to number 2 coming out, because we get to introduce this really cool Japanese character in it. Like, because I have a love for anime and stuff, and Japan's another place I really would love to go. So I created this character called Akibo, which means big.
Right.
And so that should give you a bit of a hint about what that's like. And and then I love working with artists, man. Because I've lost, like I said, 20 years ago, 30 years ago now. Yeah, I was 21 is when I lost being able to draw properly and sketch.
Right.
So working with these talented, skilled artists around seriously, that's the best part of this. Like, I can write and I can, it'll just sit there, and yet working with these talented, skilled artists and like seriously, like going, hey, what do you think of this? Okay, come back and go, okay, this, or right. And just that communication and like, it's just, I don't think people realize how amazing it is to have someone with skill bring to life what you thought of in your head, but then also expand on that, and to freaking take something, you go, oh yeah, this is a redhead, this is what she's like, this is the pose I want, and then you see that and you go, wow.
Yeah, I've been there a bunch of times.
Oh my gosh, it's real. Yeah,
I've been there a bunch of times. Like,
yeah,
people have drawn our mascot Crom. Probably 100 different people have drawn our little mascot, right? And every time somebody sends me one, I'm just blown away, because I let them do it in their style. I don't want everybody to do the same Crom, right? But he has to still be a little green troll with blue hair, right? Still got to be who he is. But I've seen it drawn in so many styles, and every time I'm blown away by what somebody does with that 2 lines of description I give them, right? Yep. I don't tell them much, and I might show them some of the other pictures. I might show them somebody else a few, right? So you get an idea of everybody's doing their own thing. I don't want you to do what that guy did. I want you to give me your.
Oh, I'm quite different. Yeah, I'm very pedantic. I'm like, here's the reference images. This is what, and now go.
Yeah.
Because I had a problem. One of my artist friends, this is him here, right? So this is right way up. This is Art of Evans. If you look him up on Instagram and Facebook, this is Shane.
People.
He's an amazing dude, right?
Levi, you gotta upgrade you got to upgrade that Post-it note.
You got to put it on a snowboard now?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, that is killer.
So when we were talking about, writing a story, and he said, listen, man, I can't see inside your head. You're describing this stuff, but I can't see inside your head. So I started going, you know what? It'll be better if I started getting, and this is how I started working this way, getting reference images and then going this, and then going, back and forth and developing, because I come from a film background, right? So when you come from a film background, you think of as a director rather than as a novelist or as a comic person. So I'm a comic fan since I was 7, so like 48 years, right? Yeah, probably 38 years, something like that. A lot of years. But I don't have a learning in comics. I have a learning in movie and stage. And so I had to go, all right, so this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what I want that character to look like. But any of the other side characters and background extras, you do whatever you want. But these are the main characters. This is what I want my badge to be. And I would design it. I would design the logos. I'll design the uniform. I will design the mask, and I'll try to mock it up, because of course, I have a background in art as well. So that we can, that's what I mean about working with artists. They can take what I've doodled and reference up, and they make amazing characters, man. Yes. Like, look at that 2-page sketch. 2-page spread, right? It's just, he just made it such a great, amazing, I've got was it Louise just did a 2-page spread of a construction site and motorbike over in Australia, and I was like, he just did the pencil on a shed, and I was like, man, just the depth of field, you know what I mean, like with cameras, it's that far away, just how like, you've got your cars over there and your building there, then you this person. I'm looking and I'm going, this is just so amazing. It's just like because it's a more realistic comic book rather than just like, more fantastical. And I'm like, you just did an amazing job, And by the way, it's a full color. The Incredible #1 is a full color digital.
So how did you get all these people from all these different places up underneath your banner, man? It's like I said, you truly have an international team, and that's, it can't be easy to coordinate, especially when it comes to, shipping, time zones, all that crap comes into the picture, right?
Right. So for the shipping, that it all comes out of America.
Okay.
Right. So what I've got here is going to go to Australia and New Zealand in the new year. So the #2 will come out in America, then I'll get them and then I'll put them out here, because the shipping, like for me to send one comic overseas is $30 New Zealand.
It's ridiculous.
So that's $20.
Yep.
US. Right. So for like me getting one comic of my own, it's like this box I got was $500 New Zealand.
Holy crap.
Right. So that's around about what was it? It was about 280 US is what it came down to. 250. So it's not that big. It's the size of this. It's the size of this and about 10 centimeters in depth. Yeah, it's about 15 centimeters depth. So our shipping comes out of the US from Texas. I think that's where the warehouse is located. So that cuts out having to double handle, getting it here and sending it out. But that was really expensive. And I thought like, we can't do that with #2. But the other thing is, with being part of Rising Sun, and I go back with Rising Sun about, what are we, like 15 years now, maybe? Right. I was one of the early, persons among out there. So at that time, it was just me with my mouse, trying to draw. And so it was really not that great. But I was there, Rising Sun New Zealand, Rising Sun America and Japan and so on. So we were able to do that. But that friendship was there. And then because of my head injury, I was gone for about 10 years. Just no connection to them. They were reaching out to me. I had no idea. Emails were all gone. We've lost tons of work because the Hotmail emails gone. All the communication went away. And then a lady named Tony reached out to me and said, "Hey, I was on DeviantArt and I saw you with this little thing saying Rising Sun New Zealand. I'm with, I've been hanging out with these guys from Rising Sun America. Is that the same thing?" I went, "Who are these people? What are they doing? They have my work? What? Isn't that mine?" Like seriously, I was like, I don't remember any of it, and that's sort of like I was gone, like totally wiping my head. Who are these people looking at my stuff? So that's the logo there. So you can see the double F, kind of like the star thing, diamond.
The funniest thing about that is you would think Rising Sun would come out of Japan. The land of the rising sun, right? That's where you think it would come from.
Yeah, they do have a thing there, but like for me, it was basically my name,
right?
Rising Sun, English translation of it. But they held on to my, I guess my spot, my position all that time, and so when I came back in 2018, they were like ready to accept me in. It's like, what do you want, man? What do you want to do? I said, I want to create comics. So that's how the next stage comes in, where it's like, oh, so how? It's like, well, I've got some little things I can do, but I need artists. I need artists because I can't. And so, yeah, and that's how we got all these artists, because people were like, we need, we want to get started. And, I think with something like Rising Sun, a lot of people are able to get starts there to learn the skills. I know a lot of people go, hey, I know how to do comics, but do you really know how to comics? Like, even like I said, me, I didn't know how to do it until I started learning and working with artists. and then started really thinking about the process of when to put like a 2-page spread in, right? When to put an inset in, when to like work around your lettering around, because I letter as well. So learning that, right? So that cuts out having to get somebody to do lettering and design work and stuff. So working with an artist, just the two of us is deciding what to do with the book is just, and the artwork is just, it's easy. You don't have anybody on your shoulder going, hey, this. And so, but I do have other people once I finish it and go, hey guys, review this for me, right? Make sure my brain hasn't forgotten something, because I have the head injuries, 6-7 concussions, so I miss words.
Damn,
and I know
a fighter?
Yeah.
What are you, a fighter?
Pardon?
What are you, a fighter? How do you get that many concussions?
Skateboarder.
Okay.
Car accident.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
I just wanted to know where they come from, because athletes. That's where it comes from, right?
Yeah. I mean, I fell on a rock when I was like 6 or 7 years old. Cracked the whole head open, right?
Oh, damn. Wow.
I can remember my mom stitching it up with the cotton and needle this big.
Ooh.
Like, just like, I remember that, but I don't remember if I was crying or not. All I know is like, she was like, this is in Fiji, so what's she going to do, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to take you to hospital. There's no car. So I remember my grandmother. Yeah. I remember my grandmother being there, my mom being there, because we were visiting somebody, and I was excited, running down, mom's here. And, so that was my earliest one. Like, so the last one was about 2012. Yeah, it really busted open my eye here. But like you can see, man, there's so many amazing artists that are working here, and they work really hard. And it's just, recently there's been a bum deal about things, but all these guys work hard on their books. They do their own thing, then they get help to get published, to get into stores. That's where they, like, nobody tells anybody what to do with their books. So you're independent creators, right? Like for me, as a Plunge Studios is what I think under, but Plunge Comics is my whole thing. But Plunge Studios, is all out of New Zealand. So the artists basically, get to talk to me 24/7, right? So I'll be up through the night, I'll sleep through the day, and then I'll be sleeping through the day, up through the night. Whenever I get a message on my Skype, I'm replying. A couple of days later, I'll get an email, I'm replying. Dropbox, hey, you got your pages in the Dropbox. So because they're all in different time zones. Hey, Pops, I mean, like I said, Brazil, Argentina, Spain, right? America, Sweden. I forgot to mention Sweden. I've got a friend, like artist, who's working on this amazing book called Zealandia, right? With the dragons, elves, crazy stuff. And we just finished the first inked, but we want to do it colored, but then realized we can't afford colors, so we're going to go black and white. So he's going to touch it up. Otherwise, that book would be out, by now, but we're just going to leave it to next year. So, I'm just going to share you my clip studio, if that's okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you quickly some work. So this is this is just a double cover. I'm just, for wraparound. So one thing I've been trying to do is be different on how we release each issue. So this is for Howler. So Howler will have like a wraparound cover, right? For the first issue, like the cover A. And so rather than being like a cover B, C, your first cover will be a wraparound cover. So I'm trying all these different things. We do like Robot Nation's a one shot, but with an ongoing series. So this is the one I was talking about, like with Zealandia. It's about a young girl who gets taken into another world. So do you know you guys, everybody's familiar with isekai concept of manga genre?
I'm afraid I'm not.
Nope.
So isekai is like where you end like from your normal this earth and you go into another earth. a fantastical world. And so with that, I've created a world called Zealandia, where anybody from our world can go there in so many different worlds. It's kind of like Narnia kind of aspect, right?
Yeah.
You walk into your cupboard. So that's sort of like, that's the easy way to say it. It's like Narnia and stuff. So, we've got like castles and, lots of amazing stuff, but it's all set here in New Zealand. So we've changed this world, our country into this fantastical country. So this is actually a mountain that's just over here, down the road from me, where we turned into a castle. And so if you're really thinking about where I live, and if this was our world, I'd be living about here somewhere, in this thing. So we got some amazing characters, and I just love working with these guys. That each one has their own special style. This is Joachim Hagström. He's from Sweden, and he's an amazing fantasy artist. He's a comic book creator and writer in his own right. Our
previous guest was from Sweden.
Yeah,
the guy that was on here right before you.
All right.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it. I love the fact that we cross all the borders, all the barriers. Indie comics is indie comics, people. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be for everybody.
Exactly.
There's way too much strife going on. Everybody needs to just do what you do. Make comics and have fun.
Exactly.
If you're having
and I think
fun,
that's a joy, right? Like art should be fun, and comics should be fun.
If you're having fun, it's going to show, and people are going to want to get involved and find out what's so fun about that. You see what I'm saying? You gotta come out here doing this like you love to do it. You got to show people that you love to do it.
Yeah,
and you build a following through the good vibes, guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is an awesome dragon.
It is, right? Like I was like, I saw that, I was like, oh man, like, and this is just like the 2-page spread of that, but like I'm waiting for him to do the cover, because I'm like, and he's like, oh, I want to do, kind of do it justice and stuff. So this is me laying it all out. Hold on, let me pop out of there. So this is the entire setup, just waiting for his cover, and then I can do all the other stuff. So this is how many 44-page comic book.
Don't be showing everybody everything now, because
no, but the other
show us the good stuff. Come on.
So this is the colored of Robot Nation. Like we didn't see the color before. You only see the black and white. So this is Robot Nation colored.
Oh, can you see the blue and purple one?
Let me pop out again.
I like how it did. Different color schemes.
This one
pops.
Yes, that one. Yeah, the blue and purple one.
All right, let's pop that out. So in this comic book, it's 44 pages. There's 2 short stories, but they're kind of like, if you actually read a normal comic book, that's 2 issues long. So it's like this. It's very wordy because it's really, because I want to tell a really full story. So one story is based on Earth, one story is based in space, but they're complete stories.
What's up, Tomas? Welcome to the madness, my friend. He says, that looks awesome, Maru.
Thank you.
It's good stuff. It's beautiful.
We had the other thing I should mention, the colorist on this is Edwin Badillo.
Edwin Badillo. Hold up. Yeah. Edwin Badillo is the man that created.
Let me get rid of the text so you can see the coloring here.
Edwin Badillo is the guy who created the Madness logo 5 years ago.
All right.
That's it right there. That's my little crown, dude. Edwin drew this in a contest for the Madness logo. You see what I'm saying? And wow, man, Edwin's awesome. Tons of art that he's done. Good friend of mine. And yeah, dude, he's amazing.
So Edwin's the colorist on this, but the artist on this is Francesco Conti.
Right.
And he's from Italy, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So
he is.
he's got that European style, which I really love because of 2000 AD. That's what I grew up on. So I'm reading. So as a kid, I'm reading Asterix and Obelix and Garfield and Tintin, right? But across the street, my neighbor, like directly across from me, is he's getting 2000 AD weekly every week, like featuring Judge Dredd, right? So
Right.
I'm having this crazy. That's how anybody in New Zealand and the colonies, if you're into comics, you read 2000 AD, and so I was so excited to have him, come and do this. Like, if you between the two stories, right? We got one on Earth and one in space. So you got this really amazing, beautiful ship that you saw earlier, right? It's just amazing work that he's done for us. And I just I can't mention enough how much I love working with my artists. With these artists, they have so much talent. And then seeing these things come to life. By the way, this is the Spanish version. That's why you see the words there like that.
That is so crazy because look, Edwin has done a bunch of stuff for us, banners, all kinds of stuff, man. It's like, and then we talk for an hour and then you say his name. It's like, damn, everybody in the madness knows who that dude is. Okay, everybody knows who that dude is. So that's just awesome. The connection is there, brother. The connection in between the madness and the rising sun is already there. You see what I'm saying? I love it. I love it.
So I wanna show you this work. We got in the middle of all this, we have a poster. We have a pin, we have a pin up, but then we have a double poster, right? So we got like a 2-page spread. So you could actually, if you wanted, you could pull this 1, 2, because that's on the back of it. So you could pull out these two, and you could put it up on the wall.
Cool.
That one there, and that's by Edwin as well. And Manuel Cotto, is it Cotto or is it Soto? So those two kind of did that and colored that, and then we have like a full colored one of that for a variant cover. The other thing is this is Christian Zaffo. He's got I think on my Find My Comic, he has got his comic art text on there. So I colored this myself. But I did all the writing on it, but he said, here's a here's a pinup for you. And I had my manga artist, Tomas, actually ink it so that I could, so that's just good out when I went to color it.
Yeah. Zaffo is on the Sunday draw stream with us. And
awesome.
He does. So we've been seeing a lot of the Attic stuff. And
he's also a good friend of the madness. He's one of us, bro. So this is crazy. I didn't know that there was this much connection, man. That's cool.
And traditionally, he doesn't ink his work. He does a real tight pencil to it, so it's even kind of more rare, that we have some inked work here of Zaff's.
Right.
Very cool.
Let me, so I had, because I'm not I can't really draw because of my lack of control of my hand anymore. But so I always have to ask my artist or the artist to do the inking, but I do the coloring sometimes, not often. And so it's only because if I do it, it's because on the covers I want specific colors on it. So this is me coloring this. So this is the Howler, which Louise, gosh, I'm gonna get it wrong. Andrade, he's the artist on this one, and he's this is a mythological creature, legend, like things from our world that people believe in, that existed. So different cultures believe in different things. So that becomes part of this universe that we're creating for Howler. And so along with Werewolf, right? But all these different things. And so it's basically a mom and son story at the core of it. It's just like a mother and son story. And so each time I try to do something, I try to pick what that story is about and then build that story, build the fantasy around that thing. And the thing was this, Howler came from a dream, of a child, like somebody hunting a child, a family, and then they take the baby away, and why? What happens to the baby? And that's what I woke up, and that's what comes out of that.
Dang.
So it's, like most of my stuff, I kind of like, not most, but maybe like about 50-50 come from dreams. Just the ideas, the things of it.
I've had more than once where I woke up in the middle of the night and had to message somebody and get it down in writing or whatever.
Right.
Get it down so that I wouldn't forget.
Same.
And it would still be there when I wake up in the morning, right?
Right. I have to wake Pops. Like if I realize there's something really good happening, because I learned when I was younger, I learned how to do lucid dreaming. So now I can force myself awake if I think in my dream, if I think this makes a great story. Did you have that experience?
That's like a cheat code, man. That's awesome.
It's kind of for me, it's just like I have friends that they'd be like, Pops messages me at all hours of the day, because you never know when something's going to click, right? And I know so many people doing so many different things that every idea I come up with is going to work somewhere for somebody, and it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, I go straight to messaging. I don't hoard ideas for when I can do it. I spread the love out, bro. I want everybody to be able to do anything, right? So I spread the love. I come up with an idea, I share it. I don't hide it back here until maybe I can do it, right? No, I want to see it. I want to see it done. Certain people, I want to see it done by that person, right? So I'll tell that person, hey, check this idea. I do that. Like, I'll send Mike Barron an idea. I do it to Mike on purpose because he always sends me back, Pops, you can write that yourself. Because I have ideas, and sometimes they're just the kind of idea that would be a perfect Mike Barron book, right? But I'm not a writer like Mike Barron. I'm not. If my idea is going to go out there, I'm going to want somebody like that to write it. I don't want to screw it up. I want somebody good to do it and do it good. That's the way it is. Doran, White Fire Comics. What's up, brother? What is happening? Those guys have a couple great series too. Raquel is awesome. You guys go check that out. Pretty sure we got something new coming out of them real soon too. So, I love this.
So I just realized that Tomas is my artist is in there. So Tomas is working on a book called The Tortoise. It's a fantasy supernatural horror about two girls who go overseas on an OE in search of a myth, a legend about indigenous people. Okay. And so I had these covers done by, like, about 2 years ago, done by James, who did this one here, who did in Kurtgau, right? So I asked James to do a couple of other covers for him, for this book, which is manga, by the way. The actual art style is manga, and it's actually read like manga, so right to left, top to
right.
Top to bottom,
backwards.
So it's full manga. So I had James do 3 covers. There's a tribal cover, there's a risque cover, there's a nude cover, so the bikini cover, right? So because he's inking his own book, which is Templeton, I asked Tomas if he would ink it. So this is Tomas's inks on another, so this is like switching workload. That's how we kind of like get things done. Actually, and then also that also kind of is a bit of an upskilling, because what you're getting is you're getting different artists learning to ink other people's work, and I'm the same. I'm learning from other people and looking at other people's work all the time, and there's no favorites because of that. It's like I like everything that you're doing on this one. I like everything you're doing on that one. So this is me doing my flats before I hand it over to the colorist and go, hey, this is the colors I want, and then off you go and color it. I
think those are some of the best combinations sometimes when you get 2 different artists working together that normally wouldn't do it, or it's normally not their job. You know, I go back and there was the Kubert brothers. They did a Batman versus Predator, and they switched off pencils and inks on like every single page. You know,
Right.
And it was a great amalgamation of stuff.
Oh yeah,
I got that. It's good stuff. I got that.
Oh, it was great. Yes.
So getting down toward the end now, I never want somebody to leave the show having not said everything they want to say, bro. So I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give you the floor. I want you to, if there's anything we didn't cover or anything that you specifically wanted to make sure that you got to tell people about, this is your moment. He's thinking hard too. Look at him.
The thing is, I get other people to do this as well. I have like the 5 minutes words of wisdom thing at the end of my, when I'm talking to other people. So for me, I think comics as a genre can be a tool, right, to learn from,
right, to
learn to read, to learn art, to learn a love of reading and a love of art, and also as a child, it's great escapism.
Yes,
to get to escape from terrible things that might happen in your life. And a lot of times, because of that, when you're doing an all ages comic book, or you're doing a specific to that age group, you have to think about who's reading it. Right. And it's important to kind of like think about, like, as adults, we get up and like, we go, this is what they should learn. This is what they need to think. The thing is, like, when kids at that age, they don't really think like that. And I got told off by one of my artists, and he said, "Hey, that's not good for this book." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And because it's like, kids are reading this. And then there was another book that I was doing, like, looks good in my head, sounded good in my head, was committee piece. And then when I saw that panel, I was like, yo, that's not good for this age group.
Right.
It looks funny if I was reading it, but that's not good for the age group. So, it was kind of like a teen plus one. So that's something that I'm learning with comics, is that you really got to think about the reader. And that's why, like, for me, I'm like all ages, teen plus, MR, and R18. So I make sure that all those, I'm writing for them. I'm writing on those levels and those what we call like audiences, so that whoever's reading it is for them and they get to enjoy that. Yes. And the other thing is, like, none of us like to be preached to, and I'm really working on like making sure that I don't do that in my books, because I write different genres. And one of the great things about working with people from around the world, you get to see through their eyes as well. And you
many
get
different perspectives of the world, huh? Yeah.
And you also, like, we say pizzeria here. Do you guys say pizzeria there, or stuff like that? Little things you pick up on. And you mentioned that earlier, Pops, about how in America you'd be saying this and saying that. And same thing happened with me. It was like, I think it was Louise, and he said, like, hey, I want to like kind of like make it street level with this translations, because it's not going to really work word to word. So let's try that. I said, yeah, if that's what's working, that's working. I don't need this to be word for word, but I need to make sure that as long as what is being said is said the way it needs to be said, but is understandable when someone from your culture is reading it. Right. And that's always comes down to the audience as well. I think we forget like who the audience is when it comes to writing comics, and I've had to learn that. It's not like something I just got, this is what I've had to learn that because of working with other people. So I really appreciate my team. Like, everybody works hard, and I know they work hard because I see them working hard. I see their work coming in, and I really have faith in them. And that's one thing I think a lot of people, maybe they don't, because writers might not want to give up that control. So I think that's something the writer needs to also think about, is like having faith in your artist. And even if you disagree with them, let them know why.
Yeah.
Communication.
There's got to be complete communication, because you don't want to get to the end and go, oh, we should have fixed that.
Yeah.
fix it as it goes, guys. Don't come back later and go, oh man, we screwed that up. You might have to fix 2 pages at the end, by the time you fit 3 by the time you figure it out, right? So always communicate, and it's huge. It's huge.
And edit. Proofread. Get a lot of other people's eyes on it. I remember sending out to 5 people, and it still came back wrong. Somebody missed it out of those and I'm like, oh, right, they missed that one, right? Because we see that with with DC and Marvel doing mistakes as well. So if they can do it, we need to be harder on it, making sure that we get it right.
As a proofreader, I have to not read the book. I have to look at the words and make sure they're spelled right. Okay, I can read the book later. When I'm proofreading, it's a total different mindset. I'm looking for mistakes. I'm looking for sentences that are out of context, and sometimes I might go, hey, man, that doesn't really make sense. And it'll be, don't worry, it'll make sense in book 2. All right, cool. But I still want to make sure that I communicate to them that as a reader, as a proofreader, I didn't see the connection there. And then, like I said, it's up to them, obviously, but I'm going to try to make sure that anything that doesn't look right, I'm going to point it out to them.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go read the book for enjoyment. You see? Yeah. But if you read the book for enjoyment first, you miss half of that. Even when you go back, you'll miss half of that because you already read it. It's really easy to gloss over it. So proofreading is a whole different mindset. And I like to think I'm pretty good at it. So, Doc says I have this uncanny ability to see mistakes. For me, if a word's misspelled, it looks like it's in a different font. It's bold. It's italicized. It's jumping off the page at me, and it'll take me out of the story.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if I'm just reading it for entertainment and I see a mistake, I'm out of the story. Damn, who proofread this? It's like, what I mean? And it's not in a hateful way or anything like that. It's just like, I wouldn't have missed that. You know what I mean? That's my job. I wouldn't have missed that. You know what I mean? So a lot of people will read your book, but they're kind of looking at it from the enjoyment point of view.
Yeah.
And if they don't see those misspellings or whatever, because they're enjoying it, you know what I mean? For me,
there's like a television industry trick where if you write a script for a commercial or something like that, you give it to somebody and then they'll proofread it. What they'll do is not read from top to bottom. They'll basically read it backwards.
Yeah,
right.
And then like each sentence by sentence from the backward, from the bottom to the top. And then that, that way you're not into this groove.
Yeah. You don't want to get caught up in the story and forget what you're doing. Yeah. And look, everybody, editors, proofreaders, very important. Very, very important to your product, especially going forward. It's got to work. It's got to fit. Dude, it was great talking to you. I'm so.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited that there was so much connection between your crew and people that are already in the madness and do stuff here.
Yeah, I'll be teasing Zaffo on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get Edwin too. I'm gonna be like, you didn't tell me about Rising Sun. What's up, brother?
Well, it's because he's thinking of it's just me and him with Plunge. So it's like Plunge Studios, right? So it is what it is. So, he's a great guy. It's such skills. It's like sculpture work.
Amazing tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Amazing tattoo artist, guys. What I mean? It's like colorist. He's a colorist, but he's an amazing tattoo artist.
Yeah.
So if you don't know Edwin Artex Dio, and I know the madness people do, but if you're watching on Rumble or somewhere where we've just expanded to, go check out Edwin Badillo. His coloring is awesome. His tattoo work is awesome. His art is awesome.
His latex masks.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he makes masks and all kinds. Dude, he's
sculptures.
very talented dude.
Yeah. he's as crazy as I am when it comes to art and stuff. So that's why we get on so well. But the other thing I should mention is like he's done few covers for us, right? So Robot Nation, Templeton, I think there's a couple others he's done as well. So you're going to see his work in our books, and that's a great thing. Like, I mean, being able to like put artists on different books and seeing their work in different characters is just really awesome. So thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Pops, for letting me come on. It was just like out of the blue. I thought, I saw a post. Need a guest. I was like, let me in, Coach. Let me in, Coach.
Don't leave. I got one thing I want to show you.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, we were putting together an anthology called Enter the Cromniverse. Edwin did that cover for me.
Nice.
Is that badass or what? It's Eddie, man. I made Eddie, dude. Crommed out.
I was going to say that because that's what I grew up drawing, right? Yes. That's what I was doing in my teenage years. That's what I was trying to say, that I was very detailed, right? I was way more detailed than that. That's why I miss my not being able to do it.
I've had 3 strokes, and when I recovered from my strokes 6 years ago, the very first thing I drew was Eddie. Yeah, just to see whether or not I could still draw. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Edwin drew a lot of stuff for us back then. He drew a couple covers. He did some interior work for a friend of mine. But man, dude's amazing, guys. If you're not following Edwin, you should be.
Oh, talking about that, just on the finishing. Sorry, you just mentioned that. So the other day, I love Americans, by the way. I just wanted to say this, but the other day, last week, I got sent a huge package, very costly, just to post alone, from America, right? And this is from a viewer of the Plunge Cards channel. He felt because of the art stuff we're doing, and comics guys and one of our artists inspired him to get back into drawing. However, he knows how much, because I lost a lot of, like, before 90. Yeah, everything I had in music and comics and art, things I'd done, books I owned, I lost in a fire and lost through stuff. So he'd been listening and stuff, and he sent me this.
Whoa! Nice. Oh, wow.
Is that an original sealed?
It's sealed, but it's a reissue because it's got a barcode. Right?
Awesome.
Oh, sorry. Where are we? Wait. Sorry.
Other side. Yeah.
Oops. Wrong way. There you go.
Yeah,
so it's got a barcode. Okay. But it is sealed. And so I haven't opened it. I'm going to put it on a frame and put it up. But the other one, so there's 3 that came, and this like there was lots of stuff. So the other one was another one which my dad had, which introduced me to a lot of bands that I never heard before. But this.
I know all them bands. I know every one of them bands.
Yeah,
I know every one of them. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
yes.
So both the Killers and this belonged to my dad when I was a kid, and so I used to listen to them hard out in my mid-teens. Now the thing about this is an original sealed 1983 release, Australia release. I don't know how the hell it ended up in America where he could get it. But this is a sealed 1993. It's got the numbers and everything on the back. And this is an Australian print release.
Is that
thing? Whatever.
Is that a price tag? Is that a price
on the back? You talking about?
Yeah, it's
right there. It's a little sticker. Yeah, what is it?
No, it's a print. It's
okay.
Part of it.
Right.
How many came out?
Yeah. That's just something you don't see anymore. It's price tags. It's all barcodes and.
Yeah,
that's cool,
dude. That is awesome.
Yeah. So those 2 were my like my go-to. Got me into metal, and I'm a metalhead. You probably realized by the Iron Maiden, but he sent me this as well, by the way. So he didn't even listen to this. Didn't even know the band. I love the band. I listened to it because online. This is Becky Cloonan art. So he bought it he sent it down because of Becky Cloonan.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Art. See, and that's one of the things. This is one of the questions that I ask people.
Wow.
Sometimes it's like one of my favorite questions to ask people because I want to get outside of things for a minute. I'll ask them, what is your favorite album cover art?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Because that's a hard one, right? I even had Chuck Dixon going, damn. You know?
We can do it right now. Dangerous Toys, Hellacious Acres.
See, and mine is Farewell to Kings by Rush. The chick on the throne with the fallen crown in the junkyard, like, or, you know, in the apocalyptic background. I really like that one. He likes that one.
It's hard because I love all the Iron Maiden covers, but I might actually get Edwin to do a variant cover with like in those one of the Iron Maiden covers. Now that I know he's done that, right? Because I've been thinking about doing like their famous X cover, right? Wolverine on the X, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think maybe we'll do something like this for Templeton for issue 2.
You know now that everyone can do that. See, so you say, hey man, you did an Eddie, you did an Eddie for Pops. I'm gonna need an Eddie, bro. You tell him that. I did want to show you this. This is my favorite album cover art, guys. It's A Farewell to Kings, and it's, you know, like I said, Jester on a throne in an apocalyptic, you know, and it's like the beginning of the title song, you know, when they turn the pages of history, when these days have passed long ago, will they think of us with sadness for the dreams that we let go? You know, and there it is. That kind of self-explanatory. This is the road we're on, guys. Let's not go there. You know, what do we got, Grable? I'm trying to come up with a new timeline for my script. What was the game where people are sent clues and they travel to find stuff?
It's Amazing Race. It's a New Zealand game. Yeah. The host of it's from New Zealand.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's a crazy show too, guys. That's a crazy show. So we do have one more thing we got to talk about today. Now, you can hang out if you want. We're about to launch the sign up. Go ahead, Levi. This is your baby, man.
We're going to launch the sign up for Galaxy Memorial Park today.
That's right.
We can sign up with the email addresses. You'll be first in line for when the book hits in May. If you sign up on, it'll be one of the first 100 signups, which is going to be easy for you to fit in. And you purchase the book, you'll be getting a free sketch card with the first purchase. And then after that, there's going to be all sorts of like little secret things that we might release early inside of the subscribers. Like you'll have access to the digital form of the first ash can before everybody else will. Just stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
ash cans, and we are definitely borrowing your idea, Pops. Where once one of the earliest plateaus or tiers that we're going to have in our Fund My Comic campaign is going to be a tier for the second issue's ash can. So the first issue will come, and as long as we reach that easy tier, a second issue will come. It will be 16 pages of the second issue. So because we're so far ahead in production.
Let me suggest a little less. Go 8 pages and 8 pages of the rough art of the same pages.
Do
Something
that.
like that. Okay.
Right.
Don't give them 16 freaking pages, bro.
Each book is 72 pages.
I know.
Book, so,
I know. But this is a tease. Look, they've been watching you draw this stuff for months now. Every weekend they see you draw. They don't need to see no more. Don't need to see no more.
It's true. So the ash can tiers coming up in the campaign. The first issue 1 ash can will be continually reproduced. Okay, we'll have a limited print run for the first edition of about 200, which will be sent out. After that, we will be continually reproducing it to introduce new readers to it. It's the second, third, and fourth ash cans are not going to be reproduced. So those are definitely something where you'll be rewarded for purchasing it on the campaign on those. They will not be reproduced after that.
Beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful. So JD, how'd you hook up with this guy?
Oh man.
Pizza.
Oh yeah. Well, basically, good grief. What was it? 20 years?
20 years ago.
30?
Wow.
No, 30 years. Good grief. 1995.
The local comic book shops back in the day, you always put your stuff up on the cork boards, right?
Yep.
Like, I'm looking for an artist. I'm looking for a writer. I'm looking for
right.
Oh,
he had to go.
He had to go.
Yeah, he did say he had to go. Byron, good to see you, brother. Come back. We want to see more.
Nice meeting you.
Yes. So I simply answered one of those ads. I was at the comic book shop and I seen an ad up on there. It said looking for comic book artists. And, we're looking to put together a group or this or that. And so I answered it, gave him a call, and the first meeting was at a pizza joint. So.
And I don't even remember what pizza joint that was. The only one that I do remember is we had a meeting at 4B's in the Spokane Valley.
Right.
It's kind of like a Denny's kind of a place. But
it was
the
pizza shop on Market, just north of Zips a little bit. Market and just south of Hilliard. It's not even a pizza shop anymore. So.
Oh, I do remember. Anyway,
yes.
Yeah. So a buddy of mine and I, we came up with a bunch of ideas for, what about this character? What about this character? What about this character?
You're robot, Jay.
What's that?
Not to me. That's just you, Levi.
Okay. Sorry.
Am I hearing something? Or?
No, you're good. You're good.
No.
So we had a bunch of ideas, and we thought, let's write things out on a little recipe card or note card. Stick it to the cork board at a local comic book shop. And the idea that Levi responded to was it was an idea called macabre. And he would have been like Dirty Harry meets the monsters. But basically all the stories would have been Hellboy stories. I just didn't know who the heck Hellboy was. So we kind of worked on a story for quite a while, and man, over the last 30 years, we have been, coming up with ideas, going back and forth. But the idea that always seemed to never kind of die or to fall by the wayside was Galaxy Memorial Park.
Yeah. It was the idea and the concept was a good way to get all of our friends involved,
Yes.
Right.
So the flashbacks, we could be just hand off a flashback scene to this guy or this friend or something like that. It was just a way to get us all involved, all published.
Right.
No.
And the idea itself, because of these flashbacks, at first we had this idea. There was this comic book out called Common Grounds. And it had to do with a coffee shop for superheroes. And we kind of traded some ideas.
Yeah.
What's a gimmick that we could do? And we came up with a graveyard for superheroes. Mm-hmm. And the longer that we kind of worked on that, the less of a gimmick it became. And a lot of elements like Astro City, where you have these kind of slice of life things with superheroes in it. And the idea grew, and, Levi especially, he really was coming up with the idea of, let's have other artists jump in and do flashbacks of, it's going to be people at this cemetery for superheroes. They can be talking about, remember this one time when the Grave Master did this? Oh yeah, and then we'll flash back.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you have the immortal heroes, right? That that aren't going anywhere, and they were alive way back when that guy died 200 years ago, right? Okay.
Oh yeah, we got them.
You have that. I just got another idea, guys. I got this little troll, and he's an internet troll, and he's not going anywhere ever. He's kind of immortal as long as there's an internet.
Right.
He'd love to narrate an ash can for you or something. I mean, he's not a superhero,
right?
But he's probably seen them all.
Right. It's not a bad idea. It could be original content too for that ash can. There could be,
I just like coming up with stuff. That's great, and it wouldn't even have to be crime. You can use any characters that are immortal or forever characters to narrate different parts of your stories, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it would be incentive too to try and reach that tier, because you would want that ash can because it would have a standalone content of the overlay of the speaker.
Yes.
I like ideas. I like coming up with ideas. Look, 90% of what I love about these shows is all the different things that people come up with while they're talking about stuff that they've done, or, talking to somebody like me who hasn't done anything. But God, I'd love to, if I was a writer or an artist, I'd be you guys, I mean, because ideas, damn, they come and go every day, right? But stuff like that, I come out here, I talk to you, and then first thing I do is I start thinking, what could I do? How could I get involved in this? What would I do if I was part of this team? That's where the ideas come from. If I was part of this team, I would do this, or I'd suggest that we do this or that. And then I just throw ideas at people, because that's I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to hoard them. I'm not going to hide them. I want them to come to life. I'm not going to make it happen.
Well, Pops, let me put this to you. One of the things that you're doing with with the Madness Network is it's almost like you're a midwife. You're allowing these ideas. If it weren't for you, these ideas, exactly. Yeah.
This is what you see, right?
These ideas would not be born correctly, and they would not get the kind of treatment that they need to breathe and to grow and to have a healthy birth. So, never ever think that you haven't done anything. You've set up an entire network where people can go on and then get the word out.
I've had my failure.
Labor in oh man, I'm doing my best, but nobody's listening. It can get so frustrating.
That's what I'm saying.
That's somebody like you. That's awesome.
I've had my failures, but I don't quit.
No.
I've had things that didn't work. Oh well, you move on. I've had shows that didn't work. I've had ideas that didn't work. I've done 2 campaigns that didn't fund.
Yep.
Okay. Failure happens. You didn't see me throw in the fucking towel afterwards. I just went back to, okay, what's my next idea?
Yep.
What am I going to do next? And dude, I'm having fun doing this, so.
This is reminding me of something. I usually try not to get political, but here, hang on. I'll be right back.
You say he doesn't try to get political.
He doesn't try to get political.
I don't try to, but you can't avoid it.
Right.
During certain cycles, you can't avoid it.
See if I can do this so you can see it.
Yes.
Oh, dude, yes.
Keep fighting.
Yes.
Keep fighting.
Yes.
Keep fighting.
Yes.
Very nice. I like that very much. Now, you dropped a new trailer, a shorter trailer in the studio. So
yes,
if you want to play
much shorter. It's not.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind the long one. You got to have at least one long one in case you got to go take a pee or something.
Right.
I didn't mind having a long one or two in the studio. But now somebody put one in there that's even longer than his. So I said, yeah, you can make
Ain't mine no more.
You know,
You can have that record. All right. So we ready for the new trailer?
Play that tape.
All right, let's see
All
it.
right.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
Yeah. See,
There
that's
you
the
go.
first look I had at that cover, too. But hiding that shit from me, Levi. See that? See that? He shows everything, but he didn't show the cover. That's good. That's good. That's good. Do we have a link for the sign up page? Are we going to launch this thing right now?
Where can I find the link at, Jay?
Oh, hang on just a sec. Well,
You want me to go
is-
to it?
Here.
Is the sign up ready to launch? That was the question.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
I can
do
grab it. It's on X. I can grab it.
Hang on just a second.
I got it.
Yeah. Go ahead. So it's going to be in the bulk of a post. What I did is I did a QR code, that you could scan. I mean, I could share my screen so you can take a look if you want.
Yeah, I need that right there because my cheap ass phone doesn't scan stuff. But yes, let's get this link. Let's get this link out there. Get it seen. Sign up, people, right now. I'm gonna go sign up right now.
Here, let's see.
There's going to be, it's your typical subscription list. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that you're going to want that we're just not going to offer, because we kind of want you on the list.
Yeah.
So we want to put you on a list.
There we go. Oh, you want my birthday too? What do you need my birthday for? All right.
Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm signing
Oh,
up.
very good. Very good. Very good.
I just subscribed. I am not a robot.
That is awesome.
I am not a robot. I said I'm not a robot.
Is it giving you trouble?
It doesn't like my email address. I guess I got to put I guess I got to put the Gmail one in. Okay.
All right.
Is there?
I've been trying to change everything over to the new Pops at the Meg TV, but they don't like Pops at the Meg TV. I don't know why. But yeah, there we go. Do it that way. Give me that again. Okay. So my birthday is September 2nd. Since you wanted to know, there you go. There. Now I'm subscribed, and everybody else should go do that too. Subscribe. Check out the website.
Oh yeah.
Memorial.
See, one of the things that you're going to get with the newsletter. Everybody has a newsletter. And you're used to getting a newsletter and somebody will talk about, this is where we're at in the campaign and all of that. And all of that is great, but most of that winds up in our social media posts. I would also definitely recommend that you that you take a look at our social media posts. But the newsletter is also going to include a flash fiction, very, very short fiction story about our characters. You could read something about U.S. Arrow, about the Drifter. There's so many stories and so many characters that could be told. You're going to be getting a fiction version. Unfortunately, we don't have the means to do a story every couple of weeks that is sequential, graphic in nature, but you definitely can do a fiction version. So that is what you're going to be getting. This is stuff that nobody else can access unless you have unless you're subscribed to the newsletter.
I'm seeing this with color for the first time too, Levi. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and play this post real quick.
All right.
Yep, there you go. That's your
cool.
That's your QR code.
All right, you sign up, you're in the first 100, and you back it.
That's right.
You'll get stuff.
That's exactly right.
Sorry about that.
Dude, I like that.
It repeats.
I am saying, Levi, I've seen this image 100 times. It's the first time I've seen it with colors on it.
Well, that is the pre-art. That's yeah. But you've seen me do that's the Fountain of Courage, and you've seen me draw that at least twice now on one page.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen this, but it's the first time I've seen it with what looks to be watercolor applied, which is awesome.
I think it was Koepp markers.
Oh, okay.
Koepp.
All right.
So I was on this. My physical therapy is this book, right? So when I got out of the hospital, I had a whole list of stuff that I couldn't do, but this is one of the things where, hey, thank you, got another sign up.
So that's our previous guest right there. Jumped in. Love that.
Very cool.
Nice.
So so every day I would one of the first things I decided to do was finish, right? I was like, okay, almost died. I need to finish, right? So I just pulled out stuff that I'd never finished, and I set it down, and I made a pile of stuff to finish, and then I made a list of things that I had not ever done. So I had a thing where every single day I would produce a piece of artwork, and I would start to finish, and it would go from pencils to inks to colors, and I would sit there and I would literally make myself sweat doing it. Because of my strokes, when my brain gets tired, just half my body sweats. It's the weirdest freaking thing.
That's got to be weird.
Totally weird, dude. Totally weird. Yeah. So I would simply work myself to basically exhaustion. I did find out later on that what I was doing is I was actually exercising my brain too much. I ended up in the emergency room again with a swollen brain. So yeah, that's when they officially a swollen brain. Yeah.
No, you can work your brain too much. That's
Yes, because of the damage I had done to my brain won't do certain things anymore, like word searches.
Okay.
Right. Patterns stick out like a sore thumb now because I broke my vestibular, and that's fight or flight, and is based on pattern recognition from your ability to see something that's not right. Your brain tells you it's not right. It sends a chemical signal to your stomach to listen to your gut, right, and to make you go in a certain direction or react to it. So patterns in life. Boy, I kind of went off on a little zoom here on patterns.
That's cool. No, that's awesome.
My physical therapist recommended word searches, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm going through these patterns, and I went to the dollar store and I got 3 or 4 different word search books, and I would sit there and he's like, you need to time it, you need to do this. And I'm all on this mantra of I'm going to get better, I'm going to get fixed. Didn't know I was broke, right? And I simply went through all these word searches, and literally my wife would have to tell me to stop because half of my body would be dripping with sweat and the other half would be totally dry. So yeah, and that's when once my brain swelled, just exercising it too much, I ended up back in the emergency room again, and they officially diagnosed me with a broken vestibular. So that's just me, the nerve in your ear, balance, fight or flight.
Yeah, that's. But dude, that blows me away.
Yeah,
it blows me away. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was possible.
Dude, neither did I. Neither did I. But that's what I would do. I was basically on a sweat schedule. I would work till I started sweating, and then I would take a break, and then I would go back to it. But yeah, that's what a ton of stuff that Jay has been showing is all. I'm blanking on the word here. Developmental artwork. What's the word I'm looking for here?
I just call them roughs.
Yeah,
I
roughs
mean,
or concept sketches.
conceptual
like-
artwork is what it
okay,
is.
That's
The
what I
mo-
was saying about
Concept art.
That was what I was saying about your ash can. You can make it 16 pages. Give us 8 pages of the concept art and then the finished art.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Give us that rough and then show us what it looked like when you're done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, that'd be awesome. And you wouldn't
Well,
be giving too much away.
There's another one right there. That
go ahead.
I just wanted to show a scene of, a man with 2 sons grieving at the statue. And it was like, okay, once again, it's like, what haven't you done? And it was like watercolor. I hadn't done a lot of watercolor. So I sat there for times where I would do watercolor. I would do Copics. I would just do anything to make myself happy for the day. So
Very good stuff, guys. Look, I'm even more excited now than I was for this. And I'm pretty sure Levi already knew I was pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
you know,
can you go back down to the cowboy?
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
This is the drifter. The drifter. So in our flashback scenes, we have Jake, can you help me with his name?
Yeah, Marcelo Salazza is the gentleman's name. He's from Brazil.
He's
done
finished
a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of stuff.
work with Baron.
Yep.
So
Florida Man. He did stuff in Florida
yeah.
Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I promoted the hell out of that book when it came out.
It's a great book.
When they tried to ban him on Reddit and everything and shut him down, I went out of my way to get him on every freaking show I could find.
Oh yeah.
I was like, no, you don't get to shut my friends down. I
No.
don't care who you are. You don't get to. You know, I'm gonna go out there and talk about them, and I'm gonna tell everybody about them. And you know that I was really upset with the way they were treating Mike.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So we have a 4-page flashback that happens in the final chapters that you've seen me draw this cowboy scene, right? And in the flashback scene, we have Marcelo doing the flashback scene in that. And once he finishes those 4 pages, book 2 will be complete.
That's
We're
right.
launching book 1 in May. Book 2 is already completed. And then right beside it, you see Silverbug right there. Silverbug starts off issue 3, the first chapter of issue 3. And we currently have Dionysus, Dio from
Dionysus.
Reckoning, yeah, good dude. I like it.
Reckoning. He is
Dio.
currently
Dio. I totally space on his last name, but yeah, Dio. Dionysus.
he is currently penciling the first 16 pages, which is a flashback for Silverbug. So issue 3 is currently being worked on.
Yeah.
So 2 in the can and the third one on the way. We're literally 2 years ahead of production. So they're besides waiting for the
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, you guys, like I said, you guys know I'm excited about this. You just keep piling more on to make me more excited. So, you know,
that's our hope.
Damn, man, it's I didn't know you had book 2 almost completely done either.
Well, yeah, we're just waiting.
Almost.
Technically it's 5 pages because I'm waiting for inks from another artist in Lailed Studio Designs. He's penciling over my page, but it should show up anytime now. And then just these 4 pages.
Yeah, well, usually when somebody does the sign up for book 1, you figure they're just finishing up book 1. You see what I'm saying? You're putting the sign up for book 1 and you're finishing book 2, which puts you ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline for how long after fulfillment before you're going to release number 2?
Well, we were trying to do every Memorial Day.
That's
our original plan. That's our plan as of right now. But if we somehow manage to get this book done way ahead of schedule, I don't see any reason why to keep people waiting.
If you get to the point where you're 2 a year, Memorial Day and Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Those were the 2 big things for this year, is to do the teaser trailer on Memorial Day and then the big sign up for Veterans Day. And
that's November to May. That's about a 6 month in between, right? Both ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Both Levi and I, there's the thought of not having something done in time. I mean, there's been like a couple different, well, one in particular. 2 years ago, I bought it, and I just got it like a couple of weeks ago, and in fact, all of the perks for this I received a year ago before now, and the thought of doing something and going, well, I'm just going to get some money, and then maybe I'll throw some stuff together and I'll throw it out there. It's like, no,
you get it done.
That's cheating. That's cheating. It's almost like stealing, especially if you ghost people, just like you were talking about, Pops.
Yeah.
You don't ghost people after they've given you money.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, it can be late, but be out here and tell people why.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Updates.
Communicate.
That's all it takes is updates.
Yep. And that's why you start off with a newsletter, so you can do those communications.
Yep.
Stay
in touch with your backers. Stay in touch with your fans.
That's right.
You got to, man, and especially between campaigns. We were talking about that earlier too. Don't let your online presence fizzle in between campaigns. You got to be out here reminding people who you are and what you do.
That's right.
Yep.
You're not going to get well known if you don't try to get well known. A lot of people don't have that in them to just go out there and put themselves out there. But that's why we provide a platform where you can do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about setting up a show every week and stuff. We'll get you seen. You send me a trailer. We play your trailers. We don't want people to be forgotten between campaigns.
Right.
And a lot of people really do forget to promote in between.
Promote yourself so that way the campaign's easier.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, go do some fan art. Go do some fill-ins. Go help somebody else's campaign out. Go, do something. Don't just get your stuff out and go away.
Show up at the draw stream.
Yes.
It's everything, right? Anything that's getting you exposure, preferably positive exposure, because I don't think drama sells books. I really don't. I know a lot of people that drama farm, and I don't see a lot of books sold on their sites when they're promoting somebody.
I don't like picking sides in a fight. I won't buy either book.
You see, it's best to always try to put forth the positive and promote your book in a way that you're going to draw in fans, not because you're arguing with that guy. I don't want people to like me because I don't like him. I want people to like me because of what I do.
That's right.
I want everybody to buy my book because it's going to be a good book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, I think anybody that doesn't get on board with this is going to be missing out, guys. This story is deep in lore. You can tell it's deep in talent.
mm-hmm.
A lot of artistic talent. So don't pass this one up, guys. Go sign up. Go sign up today. Make sure you're under that 100 threshold, because we're going to work really hard to push that sign up over the 100 threshold.
Hey, I'm just going to keep throwing free stuff in. So,
and this is all before. We're doing these promotions even before the crowdfunding begins. We're not going to do a whole lot, but enough that it's like, well, this is worthwhile to keep our eyes on it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You guys, I love it. I love what you're doing, and Levi knows that. JD, it's great talking to you, man. It's like you are more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Come hang out with us anytime.
I appreciate that. Live streaming is like pulling teeth with me. I thought, hey, this is going to be great, but every time I do, when I'm done, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's great.
My soul just came out of me, but
it takes a lot out of you.
It is draining. JD, when I first started doing this, we did a show called CromCon. And we would start Friday night. And we'd do about 6 hours on Friday night of different artists and a panel. Then we'd start on noon on Saturday. Every 30 minutes, a different creator. all day long till like 8
Mhm.
o'clock. And then we'd have a panel. And then we'd come out Sunday morning at 12 and we would do it again. So, it was like 30 hours of coverage,
Damn.
1 weekend a month.
Yep.
Let me tell you what, on Monday, Pop's a little bit wiped out. But you know what Pops has to do on Monday? Monday Madness.
Monday
So,
Madness.
Oh yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and then I was doing a show called Tuesday Morning Brew. So that weekend would just crush me. I'd go from Friday to Tuesday, right? I eventually
Mhm.
started giving shows away. Laurie, you want to do Tuesday Morning Brew? Pulled in a co-host for Monday Madness so that it wasn't all on me, because that weekend was just deadly. I'd be over there on Wednesday not wanting to get up.
Two things. Two things I'm wondering. Number one, I bet it was nice not to get con cred by doing it virtually, right? And then the second thing I'm wondering is I always ended up with con depression, and it usually showed up on Monday or Tuesday, where you were just completely like, you had such a fun time. You were hanging out with all your buddies. You were doing this great thing over the weekend. And then Monday you're back at work again.
Yeah.
Plugging that screw into that socket or whatever the heck it was. And
see, this is my work. So
yeah.
I would go just right back to promoting.
back to it.
And this is what I do, right? There is no other thing that's going to ruin this.
Right.
This is my thing.
Yep.
Now, granted, I've done this for 5 years and I just got an LLC and just went, to the point where we could actually build something out of it.
Mhm.
I had 5 years in it before I got to that point.
Baby steps.
So, you got to put in the work, people, and even if it doesn't pay off with huge financial rewards,
Yeah.
I know what I've done.
Yeah.
I know I've helped a lot of people. I can feel good about that. Sit here without a dime in my pocket.
Not doing it for the money. That's for sure. That is for sure.
That's not saying I don't want to get to that point.
Right.
But
Yep.
everybody wants to make money what they're doing.
Galaxy Memorial would make a great television show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like Amazing Stories every Sunday night, right?
And that's the whole thing with you. You can just keep adding dead characters to the story to talk about. It's like,
Yes.
you just keep creating characters. It could never end.
Yeah.
You've got sidekicks, you've got villains, you've got, Crom the troll. I mean, in Marvel, you had Pip the troll. I mean, you got all sorts of stuff you can do. We've got.
I think Crom is the first internet troll.
That's right.
He was created on the internet. That's his origin story. Is Edwin drew him, and he popped out of the tablet right here behind me, and looks at me from behind and goes, "Wait till they get a load of me." And and then he interacts through the internet. If you have he could go into Levi's files right now and change shit right before you send it to the printer.
Do it. Please
Just to be a
don't.
dick, right? Just to be a dick. Because
He's a virus.
Yeah, he's an internet troll. Okay. He's not he has the launch codes, but he don't want to kill us. He's having too much fun screwing with us. You see what I'm saying? It's like he could end civilization, but why?
Why?
Doing his fun.
There wouldn't be any weed to smoke.
He likes manipulating. He likes manipulating an outcome. Right? So whatever it is, it was a weird concept, but there was no internet trolls. There's real internet trolls, but there was no character that represented an internet troll. So I made one. Edwin drew, and it was the perfect backstory. It fit that little green dude that he drew. The story, the backstory we came up with him fit perfectly. I love that kind of stuff, man. Guys, share this with your kids, with your grandkids. Share the love of comics, the love of pop culture, the love of all this stuff, man. Share it with the next generation, the generation after that.
Yeah,
there ain't going to be a next generation of people wanting to create this stuff.
Yes. that's one of the biggest things about this that kind of, you know, drove both Levi and I, was the idea that the popular comics industry, what's referred to as the mainstream industry, you had the kind of story I like. My favorite author is Ray Bradbury, the late Ray Bradbury. And he would do stuff that was like totally like literary, and it was polished, and it had all these big ideas, but it was fun and grounded at the same time. That's what you would get with comics, especially like Marvel. I remember Marvel from the 80s all the way up until like the mid 90s. You had this human drama that you could understand. You know, Wonder Man having issues with another one of the Avengers, and you wonder what's going on. And he's an android, and he's you know, all of this stuff. You have this fantastic element, and then you have this realistic human element. You put the two together. That's, you know, that's what Galaxy Memorial Park is. It's human stories with non-human fantastic myth, science fiction, horror, all this big, you know, this big ball together of imagination. That's and yeah, I want another generation to see this stuff and start to come up with ideas of their own. And what's the, you know, Elon Musk has us heading toward Mars. If we don't have an imagination to get around problems and stuff like that, that's what having an imagination does.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. See, one of my favorite sayings is that old John Lennon: "There are no problems, there's only solutions."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when a speed bump comes my way, I find a way to get my rear tires high centered on that thing, and I peel out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna move forward. I don't believe in obstacles. I'm gonna fight through it. I'm gonna power through it, whatever it is, and that's what comics has always been.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a way for you to power through in your, like you said, escapism, right? And you get in a different story and power through this, and it helps you in real life to power through those obstacles.
It totally does. It just so my mom came down with cancer when I was 8. She battled until I was a couple weeks before my 19th birthday. She passed away, and I found myself at a real young age in a psychiatrist's office because I was struggling a lot. Mm-hmm. You know, grades were falling, like I wasn't doing anything. And one of the things my dad thought he would do was take away my comics. Obviously, you're spending too much time with your funny books and too much time drawing and not enough time on your schoolwork, was his thought. And once the psychiatrist found out that they had taken away my comic books, he immediately went out into the waiting room, looked at my dad and said, "Give him back his comics."
Yes.
Yep. That was the happiest day of my life. He's like, your boy's life sucks right now. He needs to escape.
Yes.
Yes.
You got to have that. Look, everybody's got to have that escape, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Otherwise, you don't have no way to deflate.
Right.
You know, no way to let the weight off your shoulders.
Yeah. To heal.
Yeah. Speaking of healing, I'm starting to feel sitting in this chair for 3 hours, guys. So.
You are, Pops.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
JD, it's great talking to you, man. You got to come out more. Hang out with us more, dude.
I may do that. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you very much for putting that stuff out there, for helping Levi and I to midwife this GMP. You know, this fantastic baby. Huh.
Right.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to play a couple more trailers on the way out of here. I got Zaff's. Zaff is part of that previous, Rising Sun. I didn't know that. I didn't know Zaff. See, whole bunch of different connections today we discovered that we didn't even know happened. That we didn't even know existed. Edwin working with them, Zaff working with them. That is freaking cool. So I'm gonna play Zaff's. I'm gonna play that special one from Critical Blast. Levi loves that one.
Really. I love Little Trump. I love Little Trump.
Yes. We're gonna play a few ads. We're gonna get out of here. We got Mike Barron's Leviathan.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
Looks
that
really good.
Totally
Richard Bonk.
And of course our boy the Doc with the damn dirty thing. You know, we're gonna play a few ads for you people. We appreciate you. We appreciate you tuning in, sharing this stuff out, helping to get these guys seen to increase our reach, which increases their reach. We appreciate you. You all have a great evening. And hey, you never know. I might pop in tomorrow during the Tuesday morning brew. It's not my show anymore.
Happy Veterans Day. We should probably also say Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Thank you to all the veterans.
That's exactly right.
But got two in here in the house with me. You know, got to tell them both personally. You know, I don't want to say that. I mean, it's patriotism, people. When you're willing to sign your life, when you're willing to put your name on that dotted line, and you don't know if you're ever going to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's patriotism, bravery, nobility, all those things. Okay, honor those people. You know, and with that, honor this guy too, because he fucking put in a lot of work the last 9 years trying to save us.
God bless Trump.
Yeah, give a little love to Little Trump.
Yes.
Little Trump.
Yes.
We love Little Trump.
Little Trump.
This is a children's book, people. It's not about politics and shit. It's a children's book, but it's a children's book with a great message. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you later.
Laters.
Yep. See ya.
Little president in his sandbox play, build a tower, make it stay. Digging deep through the golden sand, building the future with your hands. Tiny suits and shiny shoes, making plans and making news. Friends all gather to join along, in the sandbox they all belong. Little President Trump at play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. The USA. Share your dreams with everyone, sandbox fun under the sun. Big ideas taking flight, with Little Trump everything's bright. Dig a moat, build a wall, in the sandbox he stands so tall. Dreamer dream, builder build, Little Trump your heart's fulfilled. Little President Trump at play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. Hooray, hooray, for the USA. when a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Baron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now at baroncomics.com.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands.
Have a good night.